Hey, what is going on, guys? This is SMEB Reviews, and today we're going to take a look at the fourth album from Fitz and the Tantrums titled All the Feels. So, I absolutely love Fitz and the Tantrums. Their first and second albums are two of my favorite albums of all time. The third album, not as good. I gave it a 6 out of 10 when I did my album diaries. I still enjoy it for personal reasons, which you can see in my album diaries, but it was definitely not my favorite. And then, with the singles that were starting to come out for All the Feels, I got very nervous because I already saw them going the wrong direction on their self-titled third album. Yeah, this one I could tell was going even further in a direction I did not like. But I remained optimistic because honestly, while I didn't love some of the singles, I Just Want to Shine is okay. I Need Help is actually a pretty decent song. It's catchy and a little repetitive, but it's actually pretty good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is another catchy song. It was fine. At best, these were alright, and I thought, well, maybe these are just the mainstream sounds that are trying to represent the album, or trying to make the album successful. So I remained optimistic, especially when I saw it was 17 songs. I was like, well, maybe these were just kind of like the songs that they thought would be the successful ones. The rest will be, something good. And what we got with this was kind of just more of what I was worried about. Just a lot of songs I didn't really like. And up front, I'll be totally honest and say that these songs can be extremely catchy. Some of these songs are honestly incredibly catchy, and I can give them that much, but they just have no substance. Either musically, they're really boring, or really like they have just some musical cliche, like little weird vocal modulation, or I don't know, just weird stuff vocally, or especially in the lyrics. The lyrics are incredibly tacky. I mean, almost all of these songs have some really terrible lyrics that destroy the song's continuity, and really it could have been good, and then it just gets destroyed by cheesy lyrics. I mean, like, even take the singles, I Just Want to Shine, From the Top of the Mountain, From the City Where I'm Howling, or something like that. It's just so it's that ultimate feel-goody kind of message. And honestly, in recent times, I've warmed up on that. Andy Grammer, an artist who's definitely like that, huge on loving yourself and motivation and positivity. I got actually really into him. I almost went to see him in concert. I really did like his music. And, even with their last album, it was kind of along those lines. Heck, even for a lot of their music has always been kind of along those lines. Maybe not their first album or EP, but the second and third album, yeah, definitely. Like The Walker, it's just about, owning who you are. But The Walker did it well. Really well. It's a catchy, fun, anthemic song. These songs are catchy and maybe a little anthemic, but they're so repetitive, and they don't say anything. Like, The Walker is motivating. These are wanting to be motivating. These songs want to be inspiring. They want you to, like I said, I Just Want to Shine, a song about, just wanting to do good. It's supposed to be motivating. It's supposed to do something, but it just doesn't. Like, Don't Ever Let 'Em, a song ironically about not wanting to be forgotten, is the most forgettable song, and the only reason I even know it at all is because it's a single. And it's so unfortunate to see a band that I love so much slide so far away from what I loved about them. And, I considered making this just a 1-minute review, but for a band that I love so much, I felt they deserved a full explanation. So, that's a lot of my thoughts. Let's go a little bit more. I mentioned the 3 singles that I somewhat enjoy, and there's actually 2 other songs on this album that I can honestly say I do enjoy quite a bit. OCD is one of them, and Hands Up. They're catchy. OCD, I'll admit, I'm not sure why it's called OCD. It has nothing to do with OCD, but I'm not gonna try to go, oh, he's just trying to look cool and say he has a mental illness or whatever, and he doesn't. I don't know if he actually has OCD, and I'm not going to pass that kind of judgment. It has nothing to do with OCD, but that doesn't mean anything. It's honestly kind of catchy. It's really catchy. It's got a really nice dancey bass, and I don't know. it's not like amazing, but of all the songs here, it's probably my favorite, or at least like top 5 along with the 3 singles. And as I mentioned, Hands Up, another just, fun song. It just I mean, it's exactly what you think. It's about putting your hands up. It's of course going to be a little cheesy, but it's at least catchy. It doesn't have any of those really terrible lyrics that pull it down. Dark Days would have been one that I really liked, but the lyrics in the chorus are so incredibly cheesy. Just like, here, let me, like, they're so incredibly cheesy. Like, take this lyric. They're going to be watching me someday because I'm going to be bigger than they say. I mean, I get what he's going for, and they're trying to be motivational or inspiring or whatever, and I appreciate that. I can see that they're trying to do good, but it's just so poorly executed. A band that has so much potential is just not doing good, and plus it's so terribly produced. Like, the saxophone, whenever it exists, is so, like, it doesn't even sound like a saxophone. It's so weak. The bass is never really organic sounding, and it just sounds like super cheap. Like, almost all these songs, it just seems like I could produce myself. And like, at least with the last album, these really anthemic songs sounded really good. Like, they sounded anthemic. They sounded full and awesome. And while I may not have loved all of them or loved that album quite as much, that's why I love it so much, because it's anthemic, it's fun, it's really exciting. This album just doesn't have that at all. It's not when it tries to be anthemic, the production really tears it down because it's just so weak. I don't know. I really dislike this album because it's such a move away from what I love about this band, and that's what breaks my heart. I love this band and I want them to do good. They put on one of the best live shows I've ever seen. They seem like the nicest people. But I just do not like this album, and it breaks my heart that it just went in a direction I really don't like. That's why I'm so critical. I probably am being a little too critical, but it's really bad. It's really not good. So, rating-wise, I'm going to give it, like, honestly, I don't even know what to give it, because I want to give it lower, but I guess to be fair, I'm going to give it, like, a 4 out of 10. It's a bad album, but it's got some moments, and if you trimmed out some of the fat, like, I mean, I could only make a solid EP. Like I said, like 5 songs are really good. But hey, there's still some songs that I actually like in here, so I'm going to give it credit. What did you guys think? Please let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching. It really does mean a lot, and I'll see you guys later.